story that never ends.
You regret everything you did now, don't you?
I know. Somebody said if this came up again, would you say to that person? After all, I said, I'll think about it.
So the day was March 24th, 2018, and Elaine and I both showed up to run a road race in the Elizabeth community. But apparently she was running close to me. We got about the 2.5 mile mark, and that's where my house is, and my wife came out and gave me a high five. 2 turns later, I collapsed in sudden cardiac arrest. I had no pulse, and I was not breathing, and that's where Elaine came in.
When is your treadmill? Do you have a stress test today?
Nobody's told me.
Yeah, he just collapsed, kind of veered over to the right. Amazingly, did not just collapse on the road, where he would have busted himself up maybe. But he ended up going over to the side. He must have had an inclination something wasn't right to be going off the road and into the curb. You know, maybe didn't feel good. And then collapsed into the grass, kind of half on his side, half on his back. So I immediately went over. First I thought, this guy's got a cramp because he was doubled over. But as soon as I got to him, I realized that was not the case. He was totally unconscious and did not respond to me. And then I just called for help immediately, someone to call 911. So somebody did come by and help me flip his hips over so I could get him flat so I could start compressions immediately. The cadence even was very fresh. You know, staying alive is the cadence we use. And I remember even correcting a couple of the people because they were either going too slow. One was going too slow, one was going too fast. And in my head I was doing staying alive, staying alive. And because it was so fresh, you know, it just almost seemed instinctual.
Clearly I was very fortunate. That's the kind of attention you would want on the side of the road during a road race if your heart isn't beating. She came to see me in the hospital the week after my surgery, and they had told me when I got to the hospital later that day that I'd received CPR from a cardiac nurse, and that was, you know, like you said, sort of stunningly serendipitous. I may not have made a very good second impression. Even
you were alive.
Maybe it was better than the first impression, but.
You don't think you made a good second impression. You were alive, and I was grateful. I just remember walking in, I said, can I give you a hug? Because, you know, I'd never experienced anything like that before. And, you know, sometimes you need to see for your own eyes that he looked good, and I thought he looked great. Much better than the last time.